For this episode, we recorded a band called Pavo Pavo from Brooklyn, and we recorded their song, Check the Weather. This group, while some of them have been playing together for a long time, as a 5-piece unit, they're still working through who does what well and what do they as a group do well.
Pavo Pavo is really only like 4 or 5 months old. And I think we're all just like, let's write music that is for this 5-piece band.
The band was pretty adamant about wanting to play together as a full group. There's usually a point at which we realize, all right, everybody playing together at the same time is not serving the best interest of that basic track. The issue with doing like 5 people in a basic take is headphones potentially take away from like how well you guys can actually get the most important part. We mostly want to like focus on like a really solid drum and bass take.
Yeah.
They ran through it as an ensemble a few times, and then it became really clear, all right, we need to strip down a little bit.
For the basic track, we ended up scaling back to just drums, bass, a scratch guitar, and Nolan sang a scratch vocal.
At first, I just thought that Ian couldn't hear his bass well enough in the headphones and couldn't therefore like play it, hear it, and lock it in with the drums at the same time.
When you have a bass track that's not locked in with the drums really, then a lot of like the foundation of the whole song just like falls apart.
Matt, should we have him in there just for the basic?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's put you in there.
We actually brought Ian into the control room so that way he could play along and actually just hear his bass through the monitor speakers, which have a lot more low end.
It really boiled down in the end, getting him to stand still, getting him to like tap his foot, getting him to like focus on the 2 and the 4 in the beat. And that got us as close as we could get it to really locking into the groove. That was great. That was the way best bass take there was, for sure. What's actually kind of interesting and ironic is that Oliver had exactly the same issue. See what it's like if you're a little more demonstratively accenting 2s and 4s. So right now you're trying to be like non-accented.
Yeah.
But what I'm hoping happens is the accent just gets sort of beaten down by the fact that the drums are doing it anyway. Like in other words, you won't hear it, but it'll be a little more in rhythm. So really like, see what that's like.
I just kind of felt like the song was becoming this like really guitar-oriented song, and I just kind of wanted us to take a step back for a moment and think about that the song was like basically conceived as like a synth-based song.
Kind of the same way that like we were really focused on making sure the bass was going to lock in with the drums, we really wanted to make sure all these rhythm guitars were locking in with everything else.
Yeah, so none of this. No.
Just like this sort of like...
Ring, ring. And then... You know what I mean? Nolan's rhythm guitar playing is awesome. I mean, he has an incredible sense of the pocket.
And I think that now that I'm like in it, I need to be careful. Just, so I want that to not just feel like, blah, you know?
Yeah. If there's going to be rhythm guitars, they have to be in the pocket. And all we really did was spend our time getting them in the pocket. And then the synths, because they're just that icing on the cake. They're that outside exterior element of the song. They went down easily.
They brought a Juno 106 synthesizer, and we also used our Casio CZ1000.
The best recordings I work on have a really clear sense of what elements go up the middle and what elements flank out to the sides. It makes really good sense to me to take synth parts and just always double them. So that it never has to be panned up the middle. It can be panned hard right and hard left, and then the balance of them can be more easily struck in the mix. That was good.
Well, you know me, I'm just a master improviser.
Yeah? Improv is your middle name. Awesome. All right. I guess we'll do vocals.
Let's do vocals.
Yeah.
Totally.
Killer. You guys want to sing a little bit? Do some of your doo-wop shit? And we'll get levels in the control room. Nolan, Oliver, and Eliza as a singing group. I would hire them to come sing on any record. They're a vocal trio. That is really what is at the core of Pavo Pavo. I think what I want to do is get one that you guys are really psyched about, and then have you guys double as a pair, and then you double by yourself.
Okay.
And that way we'll at least have one that doesn't have a lot of you in it.
Totally. That's
You
a
know.
good idea.
So, okay, let's try that.
Stay here at night.
For Nolan's lead vocal, we used our Neumann U67. For Eliza and Oliver's backing vocals, we used a pair of Biodynamic 740N condenser microphones.
People very often want to track their voices together as a group, as an ensemble. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work. In this case, it absolutely worked. It was a long day. There's a lot of work. We spent a lot of time on things that maybe we didn't expect to spend time on. But in the end, I mean, that song, that mix sounds incredible. And I think more than anything, like, we found the things that they should be doing, and they did them very well. And that's what you hear. You hear a band that sounds like they're doing all the right things. I think it turned out excellent. I think it sounds awesome. To download the multi-tracks recorded for this or any episode of Shaking Through, or to learn more about Weathervane Music, the nonprofit that produces this series, you can follow the links on the screen or go to weathervanemusic.org.